Then it's both of yours then.
Yeah.
X-Wing players, congratulations for making it this far. Your round time starts. 10 seconds. Best of luck.
From the right way around might be handy.
Yeah.
4, 3, 2, 1. May begin.
Good luck, guys. Bet you're glad you had a wank now, Mary.
That's the second one.
Yeah.
That's true.
Look, come here.
Right.
Good to go, my friend?
Yes, good luck.
Excellent, good luck.
Okay, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, we are underway with the top 8 from the System Open Series event 2018 in Birmingham, UK. What's my battery like on this laptop?
Ready if you're ready?
8 hours remaining. Okay.
We will advance sensors focus.
Martin Chivers. What's happened? Oh, that's right. All the bubbles.
Good start. Straight away. I'm not using the bases.
And the white ones are the best.
And then reveal 5 straight.
Is it not? No. Is it one of these? No. This one? No. This one? No. This one? I'm not even on the right keyboard. I completely forgot.
Well, that's not way over there.
I've never had the Kylo silencer on stream before, so. Leave it like that for now, until I can find the right one. I don't remember what it is though. No. Percentage? That's something. Looks like a sheathipede.
For space qualified players, this is last chance to drop before you're paired into the next round. If you wish to drop, make your way down to the Lancaster suite and we will show you a drop for the next round. If you do not drop, now we will pair you in this round and we'll give someone a bye. And we would much prefer you avoiding giving players byes.
Ah, there we go.
Thanks.
I swear that light is getting brighter as the day goes on. Oh, and Kylo's on a pilot skill. No, oh, I hate you all. Pilot skill 9.
This stays on.
And the same with
Draw
DC.
Epsilon Ace is pilot skill 4. So let's take a look. What's we got? What's up? What are you up to? What are you up to? Don't act. Adios, chico. So Epsilon Ace is the one that's PS12 until he gets a damage card. Treat your pilot skills, pilot skill 12. So we might as well put that on screen and then we know what's going on.
Advanced sensors boost. Just the one action, 2 bank. Yep.
So we got the Desert Storm paint scheme on Gary's side of the table.
I'm going to try for a target lock. Quick draw? Sure.
Aces versus aces.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. My quick draw, 1 bank. Try for a target lock on rack. Yep. And then Epsilon, 2 turn.
Sorry, what? I'm cool and everything's moving. You still in hyperplane?
And we will evade. So, shooting. That is 2 through the rock. Nothing.
No range?
So, my quick draw into rack.
Here we go.
Spend the lock. And then fire control puts it back.
Palpatine evade. Takes 1.
Yep.
Range 2 through a rock back on Epsilon.
Oh, wrong ship. This one.
If you drop, you have to do so during round 4.
Rack.
Yep. 2 crits. 4 because of the rock. 1, 2,
if anyone still has their match slip, please find Karina in the red shirt. She's holding a box here.
Dials.
And make sure she has your match slip.
Go back to the house. The rest of the Irish group at the end of the table there. So let's just take a moment here, while we're in a bit of a lull, while they're doing their dials, to give myself a little bit of promotion. please do consider backing us on the Patreon. The Patreon funds go directly to paying for transport to get to these events, and obviously for equipment as well. There is nothing, no, every single penny is spent. I can assure you, every single penny that goes to Patreon is spent on bringing you the coverage of these events. So, for example, we're about just over $300 right now, so that gives me about $260 once all the fees get taken out of it. And yeah, it goes straight to the petrol, the flight costs. As most of you know, I come over to the Birmingham events because my sister lives right around the corner, but I actually live in Spain, which is where I started doing all this. And obviously, I've gone to Copenhagen, I've gone to Paris. Doing all this travelling and taking all this equipment in suitcases isn't cheap.
5 forwards.
And every single penny received through that Patreon is greatly received, and it goes a long way.
Barrel roll.
I think that's some blue tack there.
It's just the red bases, isn't it? And then push the limit to boost.
I can't hear you. Thank you very much.
For stress.
So really, with Martin's list, really interesting the pilot skill modifiers. Kylo being pilot skill 9 is the first ship to move.
Show the dark side.
Then quick draw moves is veteran 6 pushes him up to 11, and then the Epsilon Ace.
Oh, God, cheers.
Until he gets his first damage card, gets treated as if he's a pilot skill 12, making him the last ship to move on the table, and first to fire. Kylo Ren applies the blinded pilot to quick draw.
Sabotage.
This is
Planting cards.
Yeah.
Cut it there.
this is obviously the crew pilot, Kylo Ren from
Okay.
Gary's list.
Where did I check my one straight forward? There it is.
Gary.
I get a target lock on quick draw. Sure.
Okay. My quick draw in 1 forwards. Nothing really helps because I've got all my tokens and barrel rolling. Well, not really. We'll stay where we are. And then Epsilon 2 bank.
Set up
And we will
an impressive kill box.
focus.
Cool. Epsilon.
Epsilon first, range 1 into rack.
So one of the things we haven't mentioned is, well, I'll wait till we get to dials.
Hit
2
quick.
hits, a hit and a crit.
2.
Yep,
There go 2 shields off of Shiro.
So I have initiative.
you do,
Harpoons.
of course.
Quick draw fires the harpoon missile.
I'm going to pulp for a crit, of course. So
Shiny dice. I can see one hit, one focus, and 2 blanks, I think.
okay.
Palpatine gives 1 crit.
I am going to re-roll 2 with the target lock.
Rerolls a blank and a focus. Gets another hit and a focus.
Andrew Turnbull and Andrew Allenby.
And guidance shifts turns the focus into a hit. So we've got 3 hits and a crit.
Have to do it
Believe.
together 'cause it's
Might be 2 crits.
right. So
1 evade, 1 focus, 1 blank.
the focus takes 2.
Takes 1 under.
Oh yeah, and 1 over.
And then the shield.
So shield and that under.
Quick
my
draw gets
retaliation
blinded
shot
pilot.
Flips blind pilot. And then his actual shots will go range 1 into rack.
Quick draw, firing on rack. Martin
Spend the lock
gets
and eye.
3 and a focus, re-rolls the focus for another. Looks like maybe 3 and a crit, basically.
3 and a crit.
Yep.
1, 2, 3 and a crit, yeah.
1.
You've still got 1 shield.
Correct. 1, 2, and a crit.
That's the crit.
Stun pilot.
Stun pilot.
Flexi maneuver that causes you to touch other ship.
Okay. Is that ship and rocks, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. And then fire control puts that back.
So rack on quick draw.
Yep. That'll do.
Looks like he's
Again,
got
2
4
plus
hits. Quick draw. 1 at 2 evades and a focus.
So that's 2 shields.
And for quick draw. So that worked out being really favourable for Gary, having removed all of the shields from quick draw without giving the opportunity to use his ability to fire back, having lost his shields. 3 hits. No, 2 and a crit. 2 and a crit.
First me damage check. Okay. Like, sorry, stun pilot.
Another stun pilot.
Yeah. Cool.
Could have done a bit better with the crits.
And now half points go on the board. The
Nice.
MOV moves up to 131.69. So Martin has had a bit of a rough top cut so far. He knocked out Farn in top 32, and then Nantorfs, Farn Langeland in top 32, the current UK national champion, and then played Nantorfs in top 16, having knocked out him as well, the former world champion we saw was playing the Shephapede, Ezra and Fen, both of them together with a Gold Squadron chopper, a whole bunch of upgrades, and the Rourke Garnet Hawk.
Shout out for Andrew Campbell and me. We do not have your slip. Before we carry on with the rest of the tournament.
to go.
So Kylo, 2 turn. Clears my stress. And we will target lock rack.
So he's got 2 stun pilots on Chirnell.
Yep.
That's the after you execute a maneuver if you are touching another ship or overlapping an obstacle token, suffer 1 damage. So I guess that must mean that if he bumps or overlaps an obstacle, he takes 2 damage because he's got 2 of them.
I'm gonna Kylo.
Yep.
You have another 2.
So we're going to fish for another blinded pilot here.
That wouldn't be 2 of me.
On quick draw. Quick draw on 2 hull points. Blinded pilot, assuming he
You shuffled those, didn't you?
You could cut him just in case, yeah.
So I have no idea what's in them, so.
Don't think we're in luck here.
I think you fit. Okay. I see your sloop and raise you a sloop.
Sloop, yeah. Do you want me to mark him?
Yeah, if you could mark yours, then.
I just tapped him out, that's right.
So we're still 3 rounds left of competition in the main event of the System Open Series. We're currently playing top 8. We'll have semi-finals after this and the final before the day is done. Let's just remind everyone that this has been the largest ever event for X-Wing Miniatures.
After that,
There were 500 players playing in the tournament yesterday,
so
and that gave us a top cut this morning of 54 players.
range 1.
Thrust control fire.
Receive 1 stress.
Okay.
See how I said what card that was before he even said what it was?
3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Thrust
8.
control
Yep.
fire.
Okay, your quick draw shoots
So,
first.
I think that's range 2.
If I pin you. Yep,
Yeah.
range 2.
Oh, for Chris.
Of course.
There you go. Gets 2 and a crit.
Or blank out.
And 2 blanks and a focus.
Harpoon goes off.
Yep.
Let's do the damage first.
Yep, so that's from.
Is this when he has a damage card, he's down from 12, or when he's...
It's when he has a damage card. So
Damage card, okay, so just the shield.
shield,
Kylo.
shield.
And
And
then
then-
one face down onto himself.
Yeah. So it's one face down, isn't it? That's the crit, and then still 2 hits, isn't it? For, so hit.
Dum dum. Bye bye quick draw. Simultaneous fire will come in.
Would get my retaliation, but you blinded me again. So
No.
gone.
There you go, the blinded pilot. You can't use simultaneous fire. So that was pretty much emasculated quick draw. Neutered quick draw there. I only managed to get 1 shot off the whole game before dying in a ball of fire.
You work away, you measure whatever you want.
Oh, so it's Rax go, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to go on Epsilon.
Excellently played from Gary.
That was range 1, you said, yeah?
Yep.
So, rack.
Yeah.
1 crit, 2 in a crit, 2 in a crit. 1 evade, 1 focus, 1 blank. Takes 1 hit on Epsilon. Epsilon goes down to pilot, skill 4. He's got a console fire as well. Things are stacking up against Martin here. He's had a good run. He's
Do you get the rock?
Should I have a gander?
Let's have a look. I think you do, don't you? I think so. So 3. Spend the lock for 2.
blank.
Just 2 hits?
Just 2 hits.
Yeah.
Down to 2 hull points on Chirano.
Okay.
He's putting him out in blocks of 3, yes? It's 12, yeah, so 9 plus 1 is 10.
What greens does a decimator have? It's not many, is it? 2s and 3 straight. Thank you.
So one more thing, players. The retailers will be closing at 5. So if you do need to grab something, you should do this now. Because at 5 o'clock, the majority of you will be playing in the next round.
So yeah, that's been an excellent round for Gary. Gary's now managed to completely shut down, basically turned quick draw into a TIE fighter. Wasn't able to use his ability. He just had 1 attack and suffered. Just got completely thrashed. After 2 turns of combat, he's blown off the stage. Doesn't even get the opportunity to fire in the second round. Got 1 shot off in the whole game. And now the Decimator is currently stressed. He's got those 2s, 2 straight, 2 banks, and the 3 straight greens. I think we're probably going to be seeing a 2 bank right. I definitely think that Chirano is going to be taking a 2 bank to the right, coming around behind the rock.
No, I just looked at your dial.
Okay.
Judge! I just looked at your dial. Oh, the wrong dial. This one.
So you've used its ISF dial. Say again, what have you done?
So, rather than picking up my SF dial, I just picked up his dial. He can choose my maneuver, can't he?
Yes. Have you got a problem with it? So
There
is no actual ruling on this.
I mean, if
Is it critical?
Well,
and are you
assuming he doesn't change his manoeuvres now.
Mine are down.
Yeah, he's moving first, he's moving second. So although you've seen it, it won't change your manoeuvres so long as you don't change your things now. So,
As long as you two are happy, you two are happy, that's all I care about.
yeah. So, over to me. 5 straight.
I picked it up, I realised there was no acrylic on it. I was like, oh.
Things like that happen.
I don't know if I will. Can you mark the decimator?
Sure.
Excellent display of sportsmanship there from Martin.
You happy with that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Epsilon Ace jumps in front of Shirano, trying to block those short maneuvers.
So
The issue was that Gary had picked up the dial for Kylo
so I always
and
do
looked at it,
backup, so
thinking he was checking his own dial,
advance
and then suddenly realised it wasn't his own dial.
Chuck him out of the way.
Yeah. Barrel roll.
I had a discussion about this recently.
Target lock rack.
Until they did the whole rule shake up when the Force Awakens core came out, it was actually in the rules that when you have a mirror matchup with two the same factions, your dial should be placed on your pilot cards.
Which clears my stress.
Because obviously the dial backs are the same colour.
Desi?
Yeah.
And even in this case, Gary's marked his dials, so he's made a big mistake basically, and he even turned around and said to the judge, "The judge come over. That means he gets to check my dial, doesn't it?" Which is also, is also a really harsh punishment, because then which dial? You know, does it have to be the TIE SF? Does he get the choice to pick Chirano? It's really nasty. Anyway, so like I said, the idea was the rules originally, before the rules got changed to being a fundamental event document and tournament regulations and FAQ and stuff like that, was that the pilot card, that the dials should go on the pilot cards to help you identify. And that wasn't really changed. It just kind of got left out of the current documents. So there's now the idea, if it's strictly speaking, according to the rules, you have to place the dials next to the ships. The only thing it says in the rules is that a dial should be placed next to the ship it belongs to, which is impossible when you get furballs in the middle, or when, for example, the example I gave was a disabled player can't reach the other side of the playmat if they need to set their dial.
Straightforward.
1 straight, yeah.
And obviously, like I say, in most games it's not necessary, but when you are playing the same factions and you've got dials that are the same colours, mistakes happen.
What's left on him?
1.
So we've also got the top 8 being played on other tables. We've got Benjamin Lee playing Palp Aces against Tom Forstner. Or is it Tom that was the one that had to play against? It's Tom. Sorry, I was saying it was Martin that eliminated Farn and Nand. It was Tom who's playing Benjamin. Jesper's playing against Denny Provenzano. Imperial Aces. Jesper playing his control robots.
Yes.
Just one hit.
Yeah, 4 green.
Plenty of greens.
1.
No damage there. Epsilon Ace stays on the board.
Range 2. Pop a crit.
So firing on Epsilon Ace, despite having the target lock on Kylo. And 1 evade, 1 focus, and an unknown takes a crit on Epsilon Ace, and it was a
Annoyingly, that
shaken pilot.
Phantom flip the console fire. They've saved him. And I'm assuming Kylo's now out of range. Just.
I suppose he was hoping to kill Epsilon Ace with quick draw and then fire on Kylo with Chirano. But as Quickdraw wasn't able to seek any damage onto Epsilon Ace, it made his target priority Epsilon Ace just to get that ship off the board. Now we're looking at 53 points to 31 with the Decimator still on 2 whole points, and Kylo Ren getting ready to attack. So Jesper causing a lot of laughter around his game. And what was the third table? The third table was Daniel Stevens, who we saw in the first round today in the top 64. Play against, no, it wasn't. He was in top 32. He played against Simeon De La Pina. He just knocked out one of his teammates in top 16, Twiggy Tom Williams, Top Gun from yesterday. And he's playing, let's see if I can remember, Miranda Nim? No, he's playing a Nim Lorik Jespada. So on the other Benjamin's table, Ben's playing Palp, Quickdraw, Inquisitor, and he's playing against Tom Forstner, who's playing I think it's a Ray Lorik.
And 3 bank.
Should we see if it stays on the board?
Let's see.
Oh.
See, I'd rather shoot it rather than it fly off the board. So.
No, that's off. Not folding.
Yeah.
Decimator flies off the board. Just pushed himself too far. So the current situation now is that puts 9 points in Martin's favour.
Fine off.
That was a shame. He probably should have, instead of taking a target lock last round, he probably should have tried to use Kylo to put him on a damaged cockpit crit onto. I'll show you the dark side on Martin's Kylo and see if maybe he gets some damage off at some point from Quickdraw and manages to make that crit stick. As things are, Kylo versus Quickdraw. Quickdraw's got the rear arc, firing 2 dice forward and back. I think he's allowed to roll an extra dice forward if he doesn't shoot backwards. Kylo gets to re-roll against Quickdraw when he gets to attack. So yeah, this game is something to. It's not over. Martin's got every single possibility of winning this, but I mean, obviously, Gary would have liked to have kept Cyrano on the board for that round.
2 bank.
The advantage being for Gary that his Quickdraw moves last. Can reposition with the barrel roll. Both ships have advanced optics. Kylo can push the limit if need be.
Are you happy with that?
Yeah.
Sorry, dude.
Sorry.
Shaky hands.
distance between the two of them now.
And stay there.
So we're going to see a very cautious game.
Assuming no shot there.
It's absolute silence.
You would say that.
Ready? 3 bank. Boost.
Has Quick Draw gone for a signals loop now? No. 2 bank to the left. And they're gonna
Tried to do this loop there for a second.
ring around the asteroids for a bit.
Happy with that?
Yep. Kind of hard
To see what the light is.
Yeah, that looks alright to me.
Gentlemen, just under 30 minutes left.
30.
30.
Perfect.
No pressure.
Yeah.
hear a whole ton of whispers, but I don't know who they are because it's not the players. And there's no one behind the camera, so my microphone's picking up the spectators at the end of the table. Well, it doesn't even look like anyone's talking. I can see, yeah, I can see them talking now. And the mic, I can hear them.
Okay. Advanced sensors, target lock. Push the limit to barrel roll. And reveal 210.
It looks like they're running into
we just need to keep them alive. Yeah. I don't want to run for 22
into a joust.
Space qualified players have announced the parents are now up on Facebook. I'd like to apologise for that small delay there. We had a large number of drops, more than I initially said, so almost 200 drops there. So, let's have a look at these parents, like get in our seat and let's get ready to play!
200 people drop from the hyperspace. Maybe I might be able to find someone to help me commentate.
So what's it flying? It's only because you said 3 minutes. Okay, free of range 1, primary.
You're outside?
Yeah.
Right outside the door.
Go for
Go.
It's something, yeah, I've got it all mapped out, and then it's like, no wait, you've still got to move first, so it's... Hold on 1 second. Yeah, no problem. Okay. Advanced sensors, barrel roll. 2 straight. Okay.
apologise for silence, but obviously there's not much that can be said already. It's just a question of seeing who can jockey for the better position at this time. And obviously, due to this, the playing phases are a little bit more extended than usual.
It's horrible.
Stressful.
Yep. Arm sensors, barrel roll. Let's go.
Is he going to try and squeeze into the
No, it's back to
blind
back,
spot?
So let's go. Yeah, back to back. Let's go like that. Let's go like that.
I'm going to mention something there. Next time, make sure you've decided where your tempo is going to go before you lift the ship. Once
Okay.
the ship is lifted, that's you're committed to that tempo.
You were all good about the diver.
3 bank.
They ain't fitting in there.
No.
bump? Now, this means that Kylo is committed to either doing super long maneuvers to boost barrel rolls to try and escape range, or to take a K-turn or signals loop or whatever it is he's got. To bring himself around, because what's probably going to happen here is that Quick Draw is going to probably signal loop.
Ready? Yeah, 4K.
There we go, 4K.
Is that in the side nub?
Yep.
Happy with that? Mm-hmm. Keep spinning now for me.
It was this side, was it?
Yes. Like that.
Good to go.
Cool. Oh, my apologies.
Okay.
All that come there, and then stress.
Choose Quick Draw stress, so you can't take a signals loop. Still though, is he able to fire out that rear arc? My whole point was that Kylo's manoeuvre was pretty much decided for him. Oh, but he's got it. He's out of arc. And Kylo gets a shot, gets a free shot this round.
Just got past 20 minutes.
Now, no, he's gonna try and barrel roll to the left. Just try and make sure he gets arc, but he's gonna have to go a long way. Oh, it's gonna be tight. I still don't think he's got arc.
So not in.
I don't believe so.
You shoot first.
No.
No.
Line spotted. Kylo wants to try and
Range 2.
get free damage on Quick Draw with this attack. Remove those shields. Gets 2 free focuses.
Spend that focus.
Spends his focus. 2 blanks.
Oh, 2 shields.
All 3.
Quick Draw's ability in this game has been non-existent. So it looks like this has just tipped heavily in Kylo's favour. Gary was heavily praying for that opportunity to get his 2 attacks out with Quick Draw 1 turn to be able to stick damage on Kylo and possibly bring him to his knees, but he doesn't have that anymore. And with Kylo behind him, he's not going to be able to get much damage onto Kylo, and Kylo is going to be pursuing him now with 3 dice primary, 3 rerolls. So once again, thank you everyone for watching. Please do consider supporting us on Patreon. Patreon.com/FirstEarth, where every single dollar received through there is instrumental to allow. Wow, that was unforeseen that he was going to disengage. Okay. Every single dollar received through Patreon goes directly to funding travel to these events and equipment.
Okay. Yep.
Range 3.
3.
So now, Quick Draw's got a free shot. Focus is focus is focus.
This one, is it?
Hit, focus, focus.
Should have read your list. I'll spend that.
So 4 for range 3.
Okay, Kylo.
And auto thrusters.
Auto thrusters blocks all 3. Damn. Time left on the clock, just over 16 minutes. Martin in the lead by 9 points. Currently with is 109 to 91.
Senses barrel. Trying to push. Push the limit for a boost if I fit. Oops. So that stresses me and reveal a 1 turn. Stressed. Keep the stress. Yep. Two.
Range 2. Quick Draw rolls 3.
Target lock.
Uses target lock. There's 2 crits and a hit.
3 green.
1 and 2 blanks. So he can auto thrusters, or he can discard the title to reroll all those dice. Use auto thrusters.
Title.
Ooh. Okay.
Same result.
Gets the same. So suffers 1 damage. And the crit. Oh, of course he's in. Of course, that's no auto thrusters. And he gets a weapons
Show you
failure.
the dark side.
I suppose I had that coming.
No, I see your damage there?
Yeah, mate.
And here comes a blinded pilot. So interesting. Now, Kylo doesn't have as many modifiers as he once had.
Let's go for the damage cockpit. Yeah.
Damage cockpit. Okay, so yeah, he wants to have the positional game.
Fire. So we said it's range 2, so 3 dice.
Do you have weapons failure?
I do have weapons failure.
Critical markers.
It's like one hit and focus.
Spin focus.
2 hits. Quick draw gets a focus. 2 damage. Quick draw goes down to 1 whole point. Not suffered any crits yet, so that damage cockpit hasn't come into play.
I'll do somewhere. Yeah.
Oh no, I don't have one.
Not yet.
Not yet.
So now, quick draw on 1 whole point. Kylo is going to want to try and block.
Give me 2 seconds.
And Kylo's stressed, so he's not going to be able to remove that crit with advanced sensors. He's going to have to wait until after the maneuver. It's going to be interesting, this next phase.
Ready if you're ready.
Good to go, my friend.
So 5 forwards. Let's move them out the way.
Okay. Is that green? Right? I think so.
There's the stress.
Yeah, moves the stress.
Focus. And stay there.
Quick draw. Go straight. 2. She's going to be a rear arc shot now. At range 2, I think. Might be a bit close. Might be range 3. It might just be range 3.
Try to barrel roll.
Ooh, the barrel roll.
Yeah, just clips.
So that was to the back, wasn't it? Or was it to
I
the front?
thought it was that way. I thought it was that.
To the front. Cool.
So trying to close range. I'm not really sure if he's managed to achieve his objective.
Range 3.
Range 3. So I will use the target lock.
Of course. Come back.
And MCS.
2 hits. Is it 3? 4. 3 focus results and 1 evade.
Well, I guess I'm spending that. Where was the blank when I needed it? Ready if you're ready. Advanced sensors, try and fix that. Nope. Push the limit off of that to get my focus back. And then 2 turn.
Doesn't manage to clear the weapons failure crit. Quick draw signals.
Yes, indeed.
I'll be right back. So, we have our first semi-final competitor. Top cut. Daniel Stevens. Robert Ram proceeds through to semi-finals.
Okay. Advanced sensors. Barrel roll. If I fit.
You're good, man.
Yeah. And then reveal a 1 turn. Pea shooter. Pea shooter. Range 3 through the rocket. I think is it called? That's closest, isn't it? I think. That's what the judge to call it.
And our second competitor through the semi-finals is Jesper Hills with the Control Robots.
Where is the judge? Judge?
We get a closest to closest on that. Sure.
So Jesper's going to be playing the victor from this game, and Robert will be playing Benjamin Lee or Tom Forstner.
So yeah, that's 3 rock.
Cool. Cool, thank you.
Yeah, man. Range 3 through a rock.
Terrain, range 3, through a rock.
Turn rock.
Yes.
Quick draw gets 2 crits. Range. Bla- 4 evades and a blank. Auto thrusters makes it 5.
Okay, and then 2 back at you with your 4.
I have no focus, no base.
And that's it. Quick draw dies to 2 focus results and 2 blanks.
Cheers. That was fantastic.
Cheers. Oh. Yes.
Congratulations.
Yes. Absolutely.
Let's go.
Commiserations, as I said.
Oh my god.
Come to an end of the dream.
Yeah,
Well,
Definitely.
you had a good time though?
Yeah.
It was a good game, eh?
It was fantastic, and look, at least I can say I've flown a ship off the table and stream. Look, I mean, I wanted to get that one more shot in on Epsilon and get him off the table before Rack was killed. 2 hull left on it, may as well. So ranged it out, but you know something, he was fantastic.
Yeah.
So like it was really enjoyable. I'm wrecked.
And I mean, basically, it was only just like it was a small swing. If you'd have just managed to get a bit more damage out of Chirano before he'd have left the table, then it could have been a big more deal. I know you were stressed. You couldn't put on the I'll show you the dark side condition.
Yeah.
And so that's become ineffectual in that case. But I mean, you took care of that quick draw in what's the word? Like almost like a surgeon.
Yeah.
Precision. Just like gone. The only thing he was able to do with his ability was just to get rid of that blinded pilot crit, and one shot all game. Then yours eventually went down. The Epsilon Ace, you nullified that as well. But it was just basically you lost too many points on Chirano.
Yeah. Like that's what the list is designed for. You know what I mean? Like you can choose how you want to play your game, and I knew I had to go to a quick draw. I knew I had to nullify that. I knew I had to go in and just realistically looking in retrospect, would have been better to try and nuke Kylo. Probably get the points, but something, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was a good game. It was a good game. It was a good game to watch. And then there was also, I mean, it wasn't 100%. When he discarded the Vanguard title, there was still a possibility for you there. That when it wasn't over, you have the rear arc, and that was an advantage to you. It was just a question of how things ended up going. And in that case, we've seen it ended up being pretty heavy dice on your side of the table. Blank focus just made it impossible to defend.
He's like, something, his movement on Kylo was fantastic. Like you can't argue to lose into that. Like he's a really, really solid player.
It was a really good. Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you very much,
pleasure,
man.
As always.
It's been a pleasure getting to know you. So obviously now what you've got to bear in mind is that I've spent a couple of games with you, speaking to you, and so now I'll remember who you are.
Yeah.
Cheers. Thank you.